YouTube, what the crap's going on? HeirofCarthage here, back in Total War Attila with some more online action. This time I'm going to be representing the Eastern Romans, and also kind of the Eastern Romans, going to be my teammate with the Roman expedition. We are up against Axum and the Lochmids, so I guess maybe this is some Belisarius type action here, I guess. Yeah, I don't know, he went after the Vandals, not exactly these guys, but whatever. Should be fun. Let's see. I brought a bunch of Armored Legio up the center. These guys are pretty crappy. I don't expect them to do well against much of anything. I mostly just brought them for javelins in case there was some low armor infantry on the other side. Very odd army from Axum here, like triple gold chevron elite spearmen. Don't see that going well, but we'll wait and see. He has, of course, deployed in a semi-noob box. This is like, I don't know, I'm not saying this to be mean, but I think there's a lot of like people who've read about the Battle of 300 or watched the movie and just have their own dreams about recreating it somehow. And so they set up like these weird like box formations hoping someone's going to charge right into their elite warriors and then give way. Yeah, probably not going to happen. Triple chevron spearmen, their attack stats look very good and they'll be fairly strong, but these guys are going to be a waste because their weapon damage is horrible. And no matter how good the spearmen are, they almost always suck towards Cav still in Attila anyway because you can be instantly obliterated on the charge. The Lochmid player has some Sanai here in the center. Looks like there's going to be 4 of those, and they are flanked by Desert Spears. In the back, though, got some very tough cavalry here. We've got some Kushite mounted Shotalai. These guys going to be better versus infantry. And then he's got this all Dausser cavalry here. I don't know how to really pronounce that. These are some extremely good heavy melee cav. And he's got 2 of those, and then 2 armored camel warriors. Got a couple of Adana marksmen back here too, which is the archer dog units. I kind of like these guys in the campaign with Axum. I don't know how good they'll be though in a multiplayer battle. And then up front he's got a crud ton of archers, mostly elite Nubians. Looks like all elite Nubians. I brought cheap desert hurlers, so his elite Nubians are going to be wasting ammo on a cheap unit. As far as my Eastern Roman army, my main line is I believe 6 armored legio. Not going to be particularly useful units. My real killing power is in these 2 Heterea guards that are on my left flank. And then for cavalry I have 4 Scoli, and then I've got 2 Cataphractari, and then my general is a Magister Militum, who again I thought might be pretty good versus lightly armored infantry units, which is a lot of what I expect from the what do you call it, the sandy desert factions, Empires of Sand, whatever they are. The Roman expedition brings a whole bunch of these extremely elite Antisignani, but these guys are actually very defensive units. They're going to be terrible on offense. Very nice stats as far as being a defensive unit, but I mean you really can't use them offensively. They have the mobile Testudo, which is still bugged and broken. Thank you, Maximus Decimus Meridius, for always reminding us to remember CA, please. Why haven't you fixed that already? Doesn't make any dang sense. So 3 Equites Promoti over here, 3 more Equites, so a total of 6 Equites Promoti. He's got a couple of Scutatoi spears and some Sagittari, and then in the back he's got a Bucellari Guard Axeman, Bucellari Guard, whatever you all want me to call them, another Antisignani, and then another Guard Axeman, and then he's got his Guard Cavalry as well. So interesting army from the Roman expedition. He's immediately beginning a large and wide outflanking of the player who's camping. This is very smart. And then for me, I'm going to kind of move up and just give this guy a target to shoot at just to keep him interested, because I feel like that we should be able to outflank and destroy this army. Though these spearmen will actually beat the Antisignani head-on probably, because the mobile Testudo's busted. And these bears chosen actually have a shield wall formation and they're using it. If they continue to use it, they're going to be very dangerous to any of the Roman units over here for the expedition, except for the Guard Axemen should be able to murder them with relative ease. Again, I'm going to be depending heavily on my Heterea Guard for the killing power. My Armored Legio are going to absolutely just disappear under any cavalry or infantry assault from these guys over here. You can see their attack far superior to my own. I'm just hoping to throw javelins. Maybe I can lure some of his cav in, hurl javelins from the Armored Legio just to start destroying some of his cav. With my cavalry and Heterea Guard left, I could destroy his whole army. I got my Cataphractari poised here in the center too to ward off enemy cav charges as well, and potentially go for enemy infantry if they want to come on a YOLO. But yeah, you can see the 6 Equites Promoti already on the flank. the Adana trackers moving towards the flank. If they release versus the Equites Promoti too early, it will certainly be a waste. They won't do any good against the cavalry. These dogs are really only going to be good versus skirmishers. So these cool Ethiopian-looking dogs getting released here. The tracker's actually taking a couple of pot shots at the Equites Promoti. Yeah, those dogs will catch the cavalry, but they're not going to do well one way or the other. And it looks like he's trying to lure them back to his spearmen. This is a good choice. These Kutatoi spears will deal with the dogs quite easily if they were to get them. But it looks like he's just going to continue to run. He ought to just turn and face the dogs, to be honest. He'll do just fine versus them. So the Adana trackers now releasing their dogs there probably won't turn out so well. The elite Nubians are not so noobish when facing my hurlers head on. My hurlers are going to get wasted by the elite Nubians, but again, having the elite Nubians waste some of their ammo on such cheap units is definitely worthwhile for me. And then here comes some Dawasar cavalry. This is a very expensive cav unit, and they're going to eat javelins from my armored legio. I do want to bring up a point here, though, and I'm going to make it in slow motion so we don't miss anything else. Why do the Romans' best infantry units not throw plumbata darts? And two, how come the Roman units that do have plumbata darts don't have longer range and more of them? This would actually make the Roman infantry unique and not completely sucktacular and useful. I do not understand why this has not been fixed or addressed. It seems obvious that that's what should have made the Roman infantry unique, was kind of the same way it did in Rome 1. The pilla are good. It made the Roman infantry good. They had plumbata darts. They carried 4 of them sometimes behind their shields. They had long range because they were lighter than a full-on javelin, but still had decent armor-piercing characteristics due to the weighting on them. I do not understand why this wasn't included. It needs to be added. If any of you are familiar with a mod that adds it, I would like to know before I ever attempt to take on a West Roman campaign, because it is truly frustrating to see the Roman units be absolutely substandard and crappy. Now, he does manage to get into a braced formation over here, though my Cataphractari ought to still get a few kills on the charge. We'll see. They do not do great, but I get 20 kills. I'll just keep the Cataphractari handy. This is going to keep his guys from really being able to charge me, and I'm going to try and get into... Did I try to charge these spearmen? Looks like I may have tried to. I'm going to go ahead and just get that Cataphractari out of here. The player who was camping actually broke formation and attacked me. My armored legio, like I said, you're going to see them dying to spearmen here because they're just so worthless. The Roman infantry is a joke in this game, except for the Heterea Guard, and they're not technically Roman. Makes a lot of sense, again, if you don't think about it. Here comes the Equites Promoti, charging into the back of all these elite spearmen. It's got to be an ironic death when you're an elite spearman and you die to a cavalry rear charge. Let's see. Yeah, my line's about to get obliterated in front because I've got spaghetti legionaries here. And it's another unfortunate mechanic in Total War that needs to be addressed. The spaghetti lines, yes, you get killed if you get charged, but you get killed if you get charged anyway. You can see those camel warriors walked right through my legio like they're not even there. As they should in the spaghetti lines, to be quite frank. Though I am going to countercharge that Aldawasser cavalry here. Or Aldawasser cavalry? I can't freaking pronounce that right. My Skulai are going to get a hold of these Kushite-mounted Shotalai. I did get a good charge in the Desert Spears. And I've got Heterea Guard on rapid advance. They're going to be coming to support this fight. I thought I turned off their javelin throw. I did not. So that's probably going to damage my own guys more than anything else. But my Heterea Guard are going to get in here and Danax these guys back to the Stone Age. So absolutely no doubt that my guys will completely own this fight now that the Heterea Guard are here, because this is typical Attila mechanics. Throw your cavalry in, blob in your shock infantry behind them, and bada bing, bada boom, you win the game. So Cav YOLO followed up by shock infantry blobbing into the back of your cav. I expected to lose the center of this fight, and I absolutely did. I don't care. So I'm just going to keep my Magister Militum and some of my cavalry units back here to keep the enemy honest while I prepare my Heterea Guards for round 2. They have come over here and easily mopped up this cav fight. So now I've got all my cav and my Heterea Guards left, and the Nubian archers are running low on ammo, which is perfect for me. My ally is over here doing a good job getting rear charges with his Equites Promoti against these Bears Chosen. His Antisignani are holding up better than my armored legionaries, and he's got a guard axeman still over there that could be used, and he's got a guard axeman here too. It's just going to absolutely fry this Sanaite. So yeah, these are the guard axemen a single-handed axe unit? They are. Never mind. Are they a good single-handed axe unit? They must be. Yeah, they're doing pretty good. Huh, I didn't know there was a good single-handed axe unit in the game. Apparently there is. Yeah, so I'm just going to run away from his infantry over here. Like I said, I want him to have to face my Hedarea guards, and so my general's over there where he's going to have to. So this is going to be good for me. My Hedarea guards have a ton of killing power, and with cavalry support, they're going to be near invincible against anything that the Axum or the Lockmans can throw at me. The armored camel warriors over here causing some trouble, but this Bukulari guard axeman just absolutely destroyed that Sana'i unit, and it will probably do the same to this Masqual spearman. So yeah, it should destroy them. Guard cavalry is going to get in here and do very well, probably versus the armored camel warriors. Though a lot of friendly fire here coming from the Sagittari, probably not the best move. The camel warriors, though, are suffering morale-wise because the general died. Look at that, routed a huge unit of camels. My cavalry charging into the enemy armored camel warriors, and again I'm going to support with Hedarea guards, so this is an instant bye-bye. The Sana'i think they're tough, but they will not be tough versus the Hedarea guard. It's going to be one beheading after another, with these Hedarea guards absolutely destroying this unit. The Dane Axe may not be a match for Athar's Chosen and their mystical daggers and powers, but they are going to be quite good against a sword-wielding unit, no matter what the attack is on that sword-wielding unit. These guys trying to get to the back of the fight, but the Hedarea guard already won. Turn their direction, rear charged by Scolai Palatini, and then side charged by a Hedarea guard, which is taking heads. A Hedarea guard, you might call it here. Oh, there's a lame joke if I've ever heard it from Air, and we have heard it from Air. So my teammate over here actually doing a pretty good job mopping up the rest of this fight. That Bukulari guard axeman there, 151 kills, mostly still intact. Did very well for itself. This one over here not getting a lot of kills, but not taking any losses either, so doing just fine. These Nubian archers did not play a very big role in this. I find that these guys are probably too expensive for what you're going to get out of them. These Mars archers are kind of cool units too. I don't know how to pronounce that either. I'm sure that's not how it's pronounced. Cool looking unit. Nice cool daggers they pull out to fight with too. Don't know if they're useful, but they look cool. Looking cool is at least part of the battle, right? All these units are going to start wavering here momentarily. These Antisignani, these guard axemen though, nice kills. Going to be able to get into Testudo, which will actually protect them from the missiles. Most of the enemy units now fleeing before the combat can ever happen. But I am going to chase some of these guys down and get some kills with my Scolai. Try and pad the numbers here a little bit. Apache make himself look like he was more useful in combat than he really was. Yeah, more guys here. Enemies going after a general. Where is my... oh, here's my Magister Militum. It's actually probably friendly fire that's getting my Magister Militum, if anything. Very cool unit, the Magister Militum. Carrying those sweet swords. More enemy archers out here that my Scolai are chasing. These guys have managed to... I think I put a chevron on them to begin with. I don't think they've actually earned a chevron at this point. Earn your chevron, you lazy Scolai here. Go back to school. Gonna take out some more of these archers. The combat on Attila looks cool. The graphics look good. It runs terrible. The unit collision's pretty dang bad. Formations are bad, all that kind of stuff. But I mean, Attila was... It was close. Let's just hope the next time they do one of these historical games, they can kind of put everything together. Honestly, Warhammer looked like it had much better mechanics. That was just a very brief demo of pre-alpha. We do not know this for sure. I'm just saying, when I played it, it felt like it was much smoother. It looked better. The collisions looked better. It reminded me of one of the old awesome classic Total Wars. And that's saying something because, again, I was not real excited about Warhammer because I've never been into Warhammer. And it definitely caught my eye. And the reason why I'm happy about it isn't so much because I'm still just like, oh, I'm crazed about Warhammer. I'm excited about the game because it looks like it's going to be an awesome Total War game, and I love Total War. The subject of the Total War game is probably kind of secondary to me as much as the gameplay is. So as in, Shogun 2 was pretty great. I'm hoping that Warhammer will again kind of take the franchise to new heights so that they can move from there and hopefully continue to improve and make stuff awesome. I would love to see an Empire 2, a Medieval 3, heck, whatever it is. Go to China. I don't care. Whatever you want to throw in there, let's do it. More historical Total Wars, and hopefully they learn some good stuff from Warhammer and implement it. There is a one last high-quality spear unit out here. These guys almost kind of look like Red Bear infantry by mistake, with spears. Very cool-looking unit, though. Though the unit variety looks pretty poor. They all have like the exact same face in here, it seems like. Look kind of like Ghost, actually. They're going to get charged from both sides here and utterly annihilated by my cavalry. So yeah, getting hit by Skull Eye. And the enemy, or the friendly Bukalari unit there assisting me. So these guys just got sandwiched by Roman cavalrymen, and they are going to get killed by my Skull Eye. So once again, spears dying an ironic death in melee combat to cavalry that's actually intended for other cavalry. So the worthlessness of spears. Now they got hit from behind, so they should have died. I probably didn't get a ton of kills in this match. My cavalry and Heterea guards were the only thing that did anything. My Heterea guards got 100 kills easily and still had almost all their men left. There was just no enemies left for them to axe a question, so they weren't able to get more kills. Oh, another lame pun. Did y'all catch that one? It gets worse as the night goes on. So here's my teammate. He actually did a great job getting around the flank of that other enemy. His Antisignani, not super impressive, but these guard axemen definitely ended up being tough units for him. These spearmen just, though their attack stacks look good, they have poor armor piercing and low weapon damage because they hold a spear. And I've tried these guys versus cavalry and just testing, they're not really that great. They're not very impressive. You're better off to just throw some 375 talent 8thars chosen into a fight. So yeah, not worth your while. Let's take a look at the Lockmid player here. His guys did tear through my center, but then they absolutely got ripped apart on the flanks by my Heterea guards and other units. Hope you all enjoyed this. HeirofCarthage signing off for now. I will see you back soon with more Total War action.